I'm just shocked, but you'll love it. Today, I'm going to tell you the story of a girl who thought she met an intellectual, but fell into the claws of a serial manipulator. But the most shocking part isn't what he did to his victims. It's how she got her revenge. I'm warning you right now. This story isn't for the faint of heart. It has everything. Psychological manipulation, an epic revenge that went viral on TikTok. Are you ready to learn how to turn a predator into prey? Then stay with me. His photo on the dating app looked like bait. Too perfect. Intelligent eyes behind designer glasses, a mysterious half-smile, perfectly messy hair. His profile didn't have the usual clichés like looking for something serious or a list of hobbies. Just one line. Studying behavioral patterns in natural environments. Anthropologist? Psychologist? I was curious. I swiped right, not really expecting a response. But he messaged me, and it wasn't your typical, hey, but a whole essay. He asked about my favorite books, what smell reminded me of childhood, and a question that made me think, if I could spend a day in the body of any animal, which would I choose? A crow, I replied. They're incredibly smart, remember faces, and can plan several steps ahead. Fascinating choice, came the response a few minutes later. I didn't think much of it then. I should have. We agreed to meet. The restaurant he chose specialized in experimental cuisine, tiny portions, weird combinations, prices like a Michelin-starred dinner. A place for special occasions. Or special people. In person, he was even more captivating. Tall, moved smoothly and deliberately, as if every gesture was part of a carefully rehearsed performance. Spoke quietly, making me lean closer to hear. He ordered for both of us without asking my preferences. Trust me, he said, and there was such confidence in his voice that I didn't want to object. They brought dishes whose names I couldn't pronounce. Artichoke mousse with seaweed foam, beet carpaccio with cashew cream, and something that looked like little nests made of dough with quail eggs. Are you studying eating habits? I asked, watching him methodically dissect each dish. In a way. He looked up. I'm interested in how food creates intimacy between people. Or animals. Dessert came as little balls covered with edible flowers. Something incredibly sweet, with hints of rose and cardamom. Try it with your eyes closed, he suggested. I giggled. Why? When you remove sight, your other senses heighten, especially trust. I closed my eyes and took a bite, and the taste really did become more vivid, but mainly I felt his gaze. Intense. Studying. Good, he whispered. Now, don't open your eyes. I want to try the same thing, but I felt him leaning closer. From your hands. My heart skipped. What do you mean? Chew it and put it in my mouth, like birds feeding their young. My eyes started to open, but his palm gently touched my eyelids. Don't look. It will ruin the moment. His voice became hypnotic, soothing. This is an ancient ritual of intimacy. The most intimate thing two beings can share. Complete trust. In the darkness behind my closed eyes, the world narrowed to his voice, the scent of his cologne, the warmth of his hand on my face. I'm not ready, I began. Don't think. Just feel. Isn't this what lovebirds do? And I gave in. I chewed a piece of dessert, and, not fully understanding what I was doing, leaned toward him. When our lips touched and he accepted the food from my mouth, a wave of... what? Intimacy? Or horror? Washed over me. Beautiful, he breathed when I finally opened my eyes. There was something predatory in his gaze. Satisfied. That was... strange, I admitted. Everything natural seems strange in our artificial world. He took my hand. But you felt it, didn't you? The connection? I nodded, though I wasn't sure what exactly I'd felt. I have a proposition, he continued. Tomorrow evening, my place. I'll cook dinner, and we can explore this deeper. Explore what? Your nature. Our instincts. He stroked my hand with his thumb. I think you're a natural feeder female. It's a rare gift. At home, I couldn't calm down. I Googled articles about food fetishes, psychology of dominance, how to recognize manipulation. Then I found his Instagram profile. Every photo showed him with different women, always in restaurants, always the same pose. He's leaning toward the girl, and she toward him, like they were feeding each other. The latest post was dated yesterday. A photo of me in that restaurant that he'd somehow taken without me noticing. Caption: New research begins. Subject shows high potential for training. For the first 3 days, I was just angry. But then I decided to get revenge. You want me to go on a date with your ex-pervert? My friend clarified when I explained the plan. I nodded firmly, hoping she'd agree. She thought about it. What's in it for me? I'll pay for a spa weekend for you. You'll need it after this stress. Deal. He wrote to her the exact same things he wrote to me. Word for word. He didn't even bother changing the order of questions. They scheduled the date at the same restaurant. I arrived an hour early and took a corner table with a view of the whole place. Ordered coffee, pulled out a huge leather menu, and prepared to play spy. My friend appeared on time, in a short dress, with a nervous smile, and a purse containing a packet of strong emetic. We'd rehearsed every detail the night before. He arrived 5 minutes late, apparently part of his ritual. Same smooth walk, same slow gestures. From behind my menu, I watched him unfold his familiar performance. I turned on my phone camera and aimed it between the menu pages. The angle was perfect. My friend played her role flawlessly. Interested, but not too much. Curious, but cautious. When he started talking about intimacy rituals in the animal world, she nodded with wide eyes. They brought dessert, and my friend managed to secretly add the strong emetic to her dish. He began about closed eyes and heightened senses. My friend obediently closed her eyes, and he leaned across the table toward her. Want to try something truly intimate? His voice was audible even to me. Yes, oh, she whispered. Chew a piece, and he leaned toward her, mouth slightly open in expectation, and then it hit him. My friend unleashed such a powerful fountain directly into his face that even I flinched at my table. All over his suit, his hair, his glasses, everywhere. A few drops reached the neighboring table. Oh, God! She screamed for the whole restaurant to hear. I feel so sick. Sorry, I must have eaten something bad. The entire restaurant froze, and I filmed as he sat in shock, covered in vomit, while waiters rushed over with towels. His face, it was priceless. Disgust, rage, and complete bewilderment. While he was cleaning up, my friend ran away, leaving him alone to deal with the situation. On TikTok, I uploaded the video with the title, Exposing How I Caught a Food Fetish Creep from Tinder. By morning, the video had 50,000 views. By noon, 500,000. But the most amazing thing started in the comments. Girls began recognizing him and sharing their stories. Oh my God, that's the psycho, they wrote in the comments. I blocked him on all social media. But the main thing, I realized that sometimes the most dangerous predators look like gentle, intelligent men who study your behavior like an entomologist, studies a butterfly before pinning it to a board. And next time someone calls me a little bird, I know what I'll answer. Birds have claws, and they know how to use them. This guy literally studied girls like lab animals, recorded their reactions, took photos without consent. I thought, what would I have done in her place? Honestly, I probably would have tried to just forget about it and never meet this person again. Maybe warned my friends. But such elaborate revenge, that takes real courage. And you know what? I respect her for it. Of course, strong emetic is extreme, but sometimes you can only speak to monsters in their own language. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you encountered similar manipulators? Maybe not so extravagant, but those who used psychological games to gain control. Do you think this girl did the right thing? Or did the revenge go too far? P.S. After this story, I realized one thing. If a man asks you to feed him mouth-to-mouth on a first date, that's not romance. That's your cue to find the nearest exit.